All right, so welcome again. Thank you for joining us for tonight's market review session. And let's just go straight to what we have for this week. Or the reason why we are having this session. Sorry? Okay, I guess that was not meant for me. All right, so the reason why we have these sessions, all right, because we just need to look at the charts together. All right, this is a free service where we just get to look at the charts together and just talk about what exactly we expect each commodity to do during the course of the week. All right, so we can position ourselves to make the best of the moves that the markets will be showing us during the course of the week. All right, so first off, usually what we do is that we look at the currency indices first, and then we look at some commodities together. All right, so first off, we'll be looking at DXY, that's the US dollar, United States dollar currency index. And currently, I think for this week, all right, I think we can still be watching out for the dollar USD card. I just saw that message now, Mr. Jola Osho. Yes, so we'll look at USD card very soon, I promise, don't worry. All right, so as I was saying earlier, I think we can be watching out for the dollar to still be fairly be weak overall. I am watching out for this to happen, all right. We've seen currently price break this previous low here. All right, let me just give us as much explanation as possible on that. We've seen price break this low that was here. All right, and then price still dropped towards the downside a little bit. Let me delete some of these things. All right, so it will be too confusing. But we saw price break that low. All right, we still saw price drop a little bit towards this current supply zone. That was where I was watching. Oh, sorry, demand zone. That's what I was watching out for. You know, also get possible buys from. But I also saw that there was a trend line support around there that came before there, and we are having every possibility for price to maybe not even get towards our zone, all right, soon. All right, let me do it like that. So this is what I'm expecting on DXY during the course of the week. I expect that DXY will first go bullish, all right, towards maybe sorry, give me a minute, towards maybe somewhere around here. All right, so these are around 103.937. Again, the values I'll be calling out during the course of this session might differ from the values that you would have on your chart, or depending on your broker. All right, so this is around, let's just say, about 103.878 or so on my chart. So I'm watching out for price to come towards that support. All right, and just have the support turn into a resistance. Pretty typical stuff. And then we get to see price move towards the downside. One of the other reasons why I would like to pick out that point is because we've seen that there is a fair bit of a fair value gap left behind. So I'm just currently watching out for price to want to fill up that fair value gap, and then we get to see that sell continuation from there. All right, and I'm expecting that at least we should be able to see that sell lead up into this current demand zone that I have marked out here between 101.986 and 101.287. All right, so I don't want to take too much time on this. All right, so because not many of your brokers might have DXY for you to trade. All right, but this is just what I'm expecting the dollar to do during the course of the coming week. So I hope that is clear. Next up, let's look at BXY. All right, we'll look at BXY, AXY, CXY, and Gbpusd. So for BXY, we're expecting BXY to be bearish during the course of last week. We got to see that happen well. We're expecting a sort of break and retest of this zone here. We saw that happen on the lower time frame. And I think we might still be watching out, or we should still be watching out for that to happen during the course of the coming week. All right. So I'm expecting prices possibly still push up into that zone. All right. Then we get to see another sell from there. And that is between 128.34 and 127.94. So currently what I'm watching out for on BXY, all right, for GBP specifically, what I'm watching out for the pounds to do is to go gain some level of strength, and then we get to see that weakness. So possibly as market opens, because there will be a lot of quote unquote manipulations and moves that will happen, in the early hours of the market open, possibly in the first 30 minutes, 1 hour or so, or 2 hours. We might get to see that price will just push up into that zone, and then we get to see our sell off from there on BXY. So that's what I have, or what I'm expecting, all right, for the pounds to do. All right, next up is AXY, the Australian dollar currency index. All right, so I'm watching out for that to go bullish. All right, so the reverse of what I said, for that to go bullish. Currently, I have two areas I'm watching out for possible movements, in that wise. All right, I have this area here. I didn't mark it out with the rectangle so specifically because it's not something I'm so keen on. All right, so let's just say between 66.16 and 66.5, would be the first zone I'm watching out for us to see the possibility of AXY to just continue bearish. And if at all I get to see that zone broken, then I'm watching out for this one here between 67.54 and 67.10. Now, in case you're just asking, how exactly am I marking out these zones? What exactly are the criteria I'm looking at to mark out these zones? Now, this is an index, all right. So you notice that the candles and the formation of the candles and the way the old chart looks like is not necessarily what you see in a normal, commodity or a normal currency pair. All right, you can see that you have so many candles with crazily long wicks left and right and up and down and everything like that. So basically what I use, all right, for these sort of scenarios is the Fibonacci tool. All right, so just from the swing high to the swing low, and then you can get whatever information you need to, or you can make any inference you need to make based off of that. All right, so that's exactly what I mark out these two zones I'm watching out for us to have that reaction towards the downside. That is for a sell. All right, so I hope that is clear anyway for AXY. Preferably for me, this supply zone around 67.54 and 67.10 would be my more ideal approach, or my more preferred move, ideal move. That's what I'm expecting. All right, on AXY. All right, so possibly if we now get to see the price getting there, we might get to see that sell to continue on AXY. But for now, I think we can watch out for some strength from AXY during the course of the week. All right, next let's look at CXY, Canadian Dollar Currency Index. And I think for CXY, basically something basic. All right, we either get to see mainly market opens, we just get to see price continue towards the upside, or we get to see price make a little bit of a retracement towards this previous resistance here. Let me just properly define that around here. All right, so now all these analysis, you see that we've been doing them on the daily time frame, all right, because we're trying to look at what's a bigger picture, so to speak. You get, so this current resistance around 72.53 is what I'm watching out for, the possibility of us getting a pullback into before we get to see price pushing towards the upside. But overall, I think I am watching out for CXY to also gain strength, the Canadian dollar, to also gain strength. All right, last but not least for the currency indices, before we look at some currency pairs together, is JPY basket. And I think for JPY basket, overall, I'm always bearish. Let me just tell you this straight up. I'm always bearish on JPY basket. However, for the last couple of, I think 2 or 3 weeks or so, we've got to see some level of correction from JPY basket. We got to see that JPY rose. JPY gained a lot of strength, rather. All right, so we got to see price even come up into this supply zone that had already been tested before between 7413 and 7203. All right, so I'm watching out for that's continuation of a sell right now, and I think it's very likely that we might get to see that sell then continue. We go towards the higher time frame, maybe the weekly or the monthly. You'll be able to see that we've been having a lot of sells on JPY basket for a couple of months, if not years, right now. All right, but I think for the longest of time, we have seen that JPY basket has just been dropping and dropping. So I'm still bearish, on JPY basket. Yes, I'm still bearish on JPY basket. So yeah, that is just what I have on JPY basket. Simple and short. All right, so let's go into what we have for the night. Proper. Give me a minute, please. I want to confirm. Yes. All right, so let's go into what we have for the night proper. This is gold. I think this is everybody's favorite commodity to trade. And if it's not your favorite, just it doesn't need to be your favorite. You can just D or D. You don't need to rush it. You understand? But I think this is everybody's favorite. And currently we're seeing that gold. Okay, this was the trade idea that we dropped on Thursday. All right, I think this was on Thursday. Yes. All right. So during the Thursday live stream, this was what we're expecting. Just a simple 1:2.77 trade. All right, we didn't get to see that complete itself during the course of the week. But I think this is what we can be watching out for on gold right now. We're seeing that price has currently broken above this previous resistance here. All right, and it's currently aiming towards this previous resistance here again. All right, we see that this previous resistance here, this is around 2458.97 and 2450.94. You see that it has held up quite well for the last couple of touches that price has made into that area. And I think we might still be watching out for that to hold up rather. So I'll watch out for price right now. I think I can delete this for now. All right, so I'll watch out for price to move towards this upside. All right, get into the supply zone, and then we get to see our drop from there on gold. All right, we've seen a simple break and retest of this zone here. Can you see that we had price doing this? Sorry, let me delete everything so that it will be a bit clearer. Give me a minute, please. Yes, so we had price doing this, breaking above here, going back for the retest of the zone, and then we're seeing this buy happening right now. So I just want to watch out for this to happen, price to come up into this supply zone, preferably for me, all right, before I get to watch out for sells, all right. So as soon as market opens anyway, like I said, there's usually a lot of manipulations around that time, so we might get to see price immediately just push up towards that zone, and then we get to see gold sell from there, all right. But that is what I'm watching out for on gold during the course of the coming week, all right. So just put this out there again. If you have any commodities you love for us to look at, please do feel free to drop them in any of the chat boxes, and I will look at it together, All right, next up, let's look at USDCAD, and that's something that Mr. Xauusd also requested. All right, so for USDCAD, I have this analysis that I have been watching out for. I have this move I've been watching out for quite some time right now on USDCAD, and I think we should still be expecting it to hold up. The current conditions still look favorable for it to hold up. Let me go up to the daily time frame. Yes, let's go up there. Let's go as far as that. All right, so we have this supply, this demand zone rather between 1.36696 and 1.36263. I'll come again, 1.36696 and 1.36263. All right, is my current zone for buys on USD CAD. My current zone for buys on USD CAD. I'm currently very, very, very watchful of that zone. I want to be very, very careful, however, because I've seen that if you look at this is sort of a range, all right, and that's usually what happens during the close of market. You see that volume has started being reduced. There's less volatility, so to speak, in the market. All right, so I want to watch out rather for something towards this end also, just to be very, very, very cautious overall. So yeah, this support looks favorable. Let me see if we use the line chart, will we be able to see? Okay, all right, so if we use the line chart, we can also see that we can remove this towards the upside a bit. All right, I can also replicate one more. So just give me a minute. Now in case again you are asking in your mind, why is this man using the line chart? All right, basically we use the line chart during analysis like this because it is easier for you to interpret some support and resistances using the line chart. It's also easier for you to get pivot zones or pivot areas using the line chart, or at least for me it is easier. Let me not say for everybody. All right, at least for me it is easier to get those using the line chart. All right, so I'm going to give us two zones right now on USDCAD where we should watch out for buys, and I'm going to give you criteria to watch out for before taking those buys on this commodity especially. All right, so number one, my first demand zone is between 1.37131 and 1.36993, and the criteria I'm going to be saying, or I'm going to be giving, all right, before you're going to take this trade, is make sure you see that the last candle that gets into this zone, all right, let me use the path tool. The last candle that gets into this zone, all right, doesn't close with a body below the zone. All right, so if I get to see that the candle that enters this zone, or one of the candles that enters this zone gets to close with a body below this zone, all right, then that will tell me that very likely we are going to see price to push towards this second supply zone that I have, demand zone rather, that I have here between 1.36696 and 1.36263. all right, so then I'm watching out for buys from either of those points, but I think for me preferably it is the latter zone that seems more feasible, all right, or more likely. All right, so this is what I'm expecting on USDCAD. I hope this is clear. Mr. Xauusd. Mr. Michael following show says we should check BTC USD. Definitely we'll check that, sir. All these people that like trading crypto, if you have money in crypto, crypto is doing a lot of wonderful things. All right, so that's just on a lighter note anyway. Let's quickly look at GE. All right, we'll still come to BTC USD. I just want to quickly go through a few more currency pairs. Then we look at that one that is more crypto centric, quote unquote. All right, so quickly for GBPUSD, I think might still watch out for GBPUSD gaining some strength from the higher time frames. Let me go up to the daily time frame. Please check EU, AU, and GU, sir. Yes, I will check. Only you just dropped it. You don't even put one. You just put three. Mr. Fanny Bear or Miss Fanny Bear somewhere. You are vexed, All right, so we'll look at that. All right, so as you can see here, we are seeing some level of bullishness on GBP USD. All right, so let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let me see. I think I'm watching out for GBP USD to be bullish. All right, so why am I saying that? I'm watching out currently for, we've seen that price has been bearish for quite some time, or locally on GBP USD at least on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm watching out for price to still push a little bit lower. All right, we get to see possibly price even recovering some of the liquidity left behind by this fair value gap that hasn't been fully covered yet. All right, so I'm watching out for, give me a minute, let me move this towards the upside a bit. Yeah, so let's see somewhere like this. All right, so let's say around 1.27125 will be where I'm watching out for that possible entry for a buy on GBPUSD. Sorry, yeah, it's not that you're saying sorry. Your sorry is not accepted, sir. All right, but all the same. We're watching out for this to happen on GBPUSD. I'm watching out for a simple, for a straight buy, all right, on GBPUSD. But I want to watch out for price to still get rejected from here. All right, then we get to see price push towards the upside. So, towards that end, I think we can use this zone. Let me just give us a preferable zone. All right, this is around 1.27139 and 1.26894. Again, 1.27139 and 1.26894. Or I'll be the zone I'm watching out for us to get a buy from on GBP USD. All right, again, one thing I always look out for is what exactly the candles are telling me. All right, so to the best of our abilities, what we try to do during analysis is that we get to interpret what the candles are telling us, what the chart is telling us. All right, so if I get to see, again, that's one of the things, if I get to see that we have a good enough rejection from there, and I don't get to see maybe a candle closing below that zone, then I will say, oh, it's very likely that this zone is going to, still hold up. All right, and then if I get to see that, then definitely I'm watching out for this buy to happen. And what exactly is the buy I'm watching out for? Something simple. All right, I just want to see price drop a little bit, break this trend line here. All right, then use this trend line as a support, and then we get to see price push towards the upside. So let me do this so that you not think that I'm watching out for the buy to really go that far. All right, but something towards this end is fairly okay, I guess. Something towards this end. All right, looks kind of okay. All right, so this is my current analysis or my current bias on GBP USD. I hope that is correct. Initially, previously my bias, I think that was last week, I was watching out for price to still drop a little bit into this lower range around here, where we had already seen quite a lot of reactions. Let me just mark it out for the sake of marking out. All right, this was where I was watching out for the buys to happen from. All right, but however, I have a fairly strong enough reason to believe that we might not get to see price drop into that zone anymore. All right, I have a fairly strong reason to believe that price might not drop as far back or as far deep as that. All right, so this is what I'm currently watching out for on GBP USD anyway. But let me say this. I think I was saying this earlier too for I think that was for Usdchf. I think if I get to see that, if I get to see a body of a candle close below this, then of course my bias will change, or my zone, the zone I'll be watching out for rather will change, and I'll be watching out for this zone, this second zone instead. So let me just give us the coordinates still, so that we just have all possibilities covered. All right, that's between 1.26538 and 1.26294. All right, so overall, anyways, I'm watching out for some bullish moves very soon to happen on GBP USD. Some very strong, bullish moves to happen on GBP USD. All right, let me quickly check GJ. All right, from GJ, let's see. Maybe we'll look at Gbpad. Mr. Coming, please. Mr. Michael, please just give us a minute. We'll come to BTC USD very soon. All right, so for GBPJPY, we've seen a massive drop, a very massive drop on GBPJPY in the last 2 or 3 weeks now. This was from July. All right, we're in August already. Wow, interesting. Sorry. So we've seen a large enough drop on GBPJPY in the last few weeks. All right, and I think we might still get to see or we might get to see some level of bullishness on GBPJPY coming soon. I had this zone marked out during the last course of last week. It got violated. All right, that's the word I'll use. It got violated a bit. You saw that price actually came and broke below the zone, and then we got to start without got to see the buys happening from there. All right, so overall, I will still be bullish on GBPUSD for the course of this week. I'll be leaning towards us getting price to come up as far up as 197.489. All right, so the reason why I'm just giving this to us is that in case you see any entries on lower time frame, again, I'm saying it's on the lower time frame. All right, so these are analysis that I did on the daily and 4-hour time frame just to have a broader view of what we expect. But in case you see any entry on the lower time frame, by all means, knock on better lots. If you can knock it 1,000 lot size, knock it. Talk in me talk but no be me talk I beg. All right, so that's for GBP, I'm expecting something similar on Gbpcad also. I'm sure you can see this, or you can see that on my chart. We've seen price coming to our demand zone around. Let me just give us the coordinates to that also. 1.74103 and 1.73399. All right, so I'm still watching out for price to just continue towards the upside. At least, let's see, at least to somewhere around here. All right, so I'll be bullish as far up as, or as far as here. Let me mark that out. All right, so I'm bullish as far as 1.76273 on Gbpcad. All right, so basically what I'm just trying to say is that if we can find good enough entries for any of these, by all means, fly into it with your full chest. All right, so let's look at another one, USDCHF. All right, then we'll do AUD/USD and EURUSD. So I think if you can do AUD/USD and EURUSD, I would have answered or would have looked at everything that Mr. Fanny Bear Samuel, was asking for. All right, so this USDCHF, and for USDCHF, I'm watching out for price to start up bearish. All right, why might you might ask, like, why? Okay, why is this guy saying that price might start up bearish? All right, so I don't see price drop. Now I'm looking at the most preferred move or the most ideal move that price would like to make on the market. All right, so and for me, that would be for price to drop as far low as here. Oh, sorry, not yet. As far low as this. All right, we might get to see price take out this low. Let me delete this that was here. So we might get to see price take out this low here. Give me a minute. Yes, so we might get to see price. Let me delete this. This was from last week. So we might get to see price take out this low. All right, and then we get to see maybe a reaction from somewhere around here. So this is what I'm watching out for currently. I think we can pull this a bit deeper. So this current demand zone I'm watching out for is between 0.85417 and 0.85011. 0.85417 and 0.85011. All right, so I want to watch out for a little bit of a pullback into that point. All right, before we get to our buys. However, I am not the market. All right, and the market has its own mind. All right, not necessarily it has its own mind, but it can do its own thing. So, I might want to watch out for, be careful rather, because again, as I said, usually when the market opens, we get to see some level of manipulations, and so we might get to see price immediately just moving towards the upside. When market opens. But I still feel like the latter, or what I said before, would be a more preferable move for price to make. And I'm watching out for that on USDCHF. Let's quickly look at AUD/USD. All right, then we'll do EU. All right. After that, we'll do GN. Then we'll go to BTC/USD. So please, again, if you have any commodities you like, I'm just seeing this GBPCHF. All right, we'll look at that very soon. I'm so sorry, I'm just seeing that. All right, so let's quickly look at AU/EU. All right. So for AUD/USD, basically I already marked out most of these things on my chart so that we will not need to take too much time on each commodity. All right, so for AUD/USD, we got to see some level of strength during the last week, or some level of bullishness rather during the course of last week, though not exactly preferable. You can see that the move was quite sluggish. The move between this, all right, and then price, trying to get back itself, which was quite sluggish. So I'm watching out for price to come as far up as here. The coordinates being between 0.67445 and 0.66919. Again, between 0.67445 and 0.66919. That'll be my current supply zone on AUD/USD rather. So I want to watch out for pricing to go as far up as there before we get to see our proper sell on AUD/USD. Again, I'm not watching out for this sell to last for so long. Let me go up to the daily time frame to confirm. Yes. I'm not watching out for this sell to last so long. All right, so it might just be a sell that will just give us maybe. Let me give us a so maybe up to here, up to this second place that looks like a shoulder here. What do I mean by a shoulder? In case you're just asking. For those of you who know chart patterns, all right, shoulder, head, shoulder, that type of thing. All right, so that's what I'm just saying. I'm invited in head and shoulder. So you might get to see price coming back to the other shoulder area, and then we get to see that that end to that move. But let's see what price will do during the course of this week. Anyway, I want to see price still push up towards the push towards the upside rather on ADUSD before we get to see our sales. All right, on ADUSD. Euro USD quickly. Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. I don't know the song. All right, so for Euro USD, I think we can see what I have here. This was something that we're talking about during Thursday's live session. All right, and I'm watching out for price to still drop a bit on Euro USD. A bit on Euro USD. We have this very not so wide, but we have this fair value gap left behind, and I'm watching out for price to possibly comfortably come back into that zone or into that area to fill up the gap left behind before we get to see price push towards the upside. I'm watching out for some buys on Euro USD. However, I want to be careful, all right, because we've seen that price is currently in a sort of pennant formation. I mean, yeah, can you see that? So, can see the price sort of in a pennant chart pattern, and we might get to see price break above it now. Currently, previously rather, I was expecting price to give us a very good rejection towards the upside from this point where we go see price break above the trend line resistance. However, I didn't get to see that. So currently I'm watching out for price to still drop. All right, as far low as this zone between 1.08347 and 1.08037. Again, 1.08347 and 1.08037. That is my current demand zone on Euro USD. All right, so when I get to see, if I get to see where that price come there, then I'm watching out for price to push towards the upside, and then we might get to see that by finally happen on Euro USD. So we get to see price break above the trend line, and then we get to even see a retest. So if you notice one thing, one of the things I use a lot, I focus on chart patterns. I want to see chart patterns. I want to see the possibilities of us having reactions from strong support and resistance, or supply and demand, depending on however you want to look at it. Mr. Fanny Bear Samuel, you have come again. You asked for 3, you brought another 2. It is well low. All right, so we'll look at those also. But this is what I'm watching out for on Euro USD. So a sell, then a buy on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. All right, let's do GBP/NZD. All right, then we'll go to GBP/CHF. Then Mr. Michael, I'm very sorry, so that you don't feel like I pushed you towards the back because it's crypto. I'll get to come to that fairly last. But so from here we'll do from GBP/NZD we'll do GBP/CHF, and then we'll go to BTC/USD. So we'll come back to Euro GBP for Mr. Samuel later. So let's see GBP/NZD. I think for me on GBP/NZD, I have this supply marked out here that I am watching out for to play out somewhere like this. Something like this is what I'm currently watching out for to happen on GBP/NZD. Possibly as far low as this. All right, so this is what I'm watching out for on GBP/NZD. My supply zone is between 2.13268 and 2.12929. Again, the supply zone is between 2.13268 and 2.12929. All right, so something fairly short and simple on GBP NZD. I don't think we need to really take too much time on that. That's what I'm currently watching out for. This was the initial zone we had marked out last week, I remember, and immediately we saw market open. We saw that first decided to break above it and use another point, for the support as a supply zone before selling. So I think we can still watch out for some bearishness on GBP NZD, and that zone that I marked out earlier, 2.13268 and 2.12929, seems very plausible for us to get sell entries from. All right, so that's what I'm watching out for GBP NZD during the course of the week. All right, let's look at GBP/CHF. I don't think I have GBP/CHF in my watch list, so let me, if someone eats. Oh, sorry. I should be here. All right, so for GBP/CHF, let's see what we are expecting. We might have to take a little bit of time on this, but we shouldn't. All right, so from the daily time frame, we've seen price. Okay. Oh, wonderful. On GBP/CHF, I think we might still get to see some level of buys happen on GBP/CHF. Let me just quickly mark out a few, what should we call them? A few checkpoints, I guess. that I'm currently seeing on GBPCHF right now. Okay, let me mark out this whole area here. Yes. All right. So let's see if I had my feed here. I just need a confirmation to know for sure that price is looking bullish. Okay. Yes. All right. So we should be watching out for some bullish moves to still hold up on GBPCHF. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame, go down rather to the 4-hour time frame, so we can look at it from a smaller aspect. So something like this seems plausible. All right, so I'm watching out for us to get buys from here on GBPCHF. So this looks like a good place to watch out for re-entries for a buy on GBPCHF. So this demands between 1.09383 and 1.08510. I'll come again for GBPCHF 1.09383 and 1.08510. I hope that is clear, disciplined trader. I hope that is clear. All right, that's what I'm watching out for. Disciplined trader, I love that. All right, that's what I'm watching out for, the possibility of us getting buys from on GBPCHF currently. All right, and then we get to see that buy might hold up as far as here. All right, this is around 1.2238, or I even get to see the buy go as far up as somewhere here. Let me mark that out. As far up as somewhere here. All right, this is around 1.12935. Is that 1.12935? Yes. So this is what I'm watching out for to happen on GBPCHF. A short sell into this zone. All right, then we get to see price pick us up possibly for a buy, and then we get to move with that towards the upside for a while. All right, so I hope that is clear, sir, on GBPCHF. Let's look at, let me see. You asked for Mr. Fanny Bear asked for EuroGBP. So before we come to EuroGBP, let's look at BTC USD. All right, so after BTC USD, we'll look at EuroGBP, and then we can call it a night. I think we spent how many minutes on this call? I can't exactly see the amount of minutes. Well, about 32 minutes on this call, which is actually, All right, discipline trader, you are very, very much welcome. You are very, very much welcome. All right, so let's see. BTC USD, what should we watch out for on BTC? I gave the buy BTC, buy BTC. I gave the buy. It's a buy. Your account should not go and do Cabrio. Your account just go. Right, it shouldn't. Okay, let's see what we expect on BTC USD rather. I've not looked at BTC USD for quite some time. All right, at least the chart for quite some time. Or let me not say I've not looked at the chart. I've not analyzed the chart for quite some time. I've looked at it but not analyzed. So from the daily, we are seeing that price looks to be bearish to some extent. Do we have any previous supports to work with? Yes. So let me reduce this. This is one. All right, so I think a cheat that we can use to make this faster. Let's just go straight into the okay, and then I can use this whole area as my pivot region, and then we get to, let me see, can we mark out on that one? Let's leave it for the meantime. All right, so this is, we already got a reaction from there, in fact. All right, so we already got a reaction from there. I have to be very, very careful here, right? Because one of the things you have to notice is that BTC USD is not only pushed by technicals, right? Technicals do work for crypto, but you have to realize that again, another thing that works in crypto or that pushes crypto is your people's sentiment. How do people feel? All right. If someone is feeling like, it's safer to Mr. Fanny Bear, you saw your confirmation, same thing. Thank you, Jesus. All right, so for BTC USD, like I was saying earlier, one thing I'm usually very careful about is that it's not only technicals. Technicals do work, all right. But one of the other things that move crypto is how people feel. All right. So if a lot of people are feeling like putting their money in crypto is a more secure investment for them than maybe having their money in the crypto market or even in the stock market, then by all means you should see cryptocurrencies like tokens like BTC USD, like BTC rather, Ethereum, XRP, all of them, you can just see them moving up because people feel safer. People feel their money will be safer, in that form. All right. So same thing goes for gold. If people feel like, there's some people might want to increase their gold reserves, they want to change their dollar, their fiat currencies to gold because they feel like, that is, a safer haven for them at that point in time. All right. So let's see on BTC/USD. I think we might still see level of bearishness, but I want to be very, very careful. We've seen that price hasn't broken this. Okay, price actually did break this high. Give me a minute, let me just mark it out. All right. I think a more direct way for us to look at this might just be for us to use our flip from here to here and see if we can possibly get entries for okay, we've seen that fair value gap that also coincides with what we're looking at on our Fib. So yeah. All right, so now this is just purely from a technical aspect. I think we might still get to see BTC drop as far low as this, and then possibly we might get to see buys from there towards the upside, maybe as far high as this. All right, on BTC/USD. So yeah, I think this is looking okay on BTC/USD. Give me a minute, let me go up to the daily time frame and check something again. It's always better to look at things from it's always good to look at things from the larger picture. Yeah. I think I'm okay with this for now. We might get to something like this happen as a result of, was this NFP? Or this was on Monday, no? I thought this was a result of NFP. So in any case, so we might be watching out for this. So I'm expecting a sell to buy. All right, a sell to buy scenario on BTC/USD. I want to see BTC drop as far as here. All right, this is always between 56,519 and 55607. So 56519 and 55607 is where I'm watching out for that demand zone to show up on. All right, on BTC/USD. So we'll get a sell into there and then possibly get to see a buy from there. I think overall, if you have been seeing what has been happening in the market of recent, you've seen that Mr. Michael, you are very much welcome, sir. Don't mind me that I push you to the back that we kept postponing you on. Don't mind me. All right. So as I was saying earlier, you've noticed that, or you would have noticed that we've gotten to see, I think during the course of last week or 2 weeks ago, we've seen that you will have seen news from many sources saying that people pulled out money from stocks and everything. And, many different people have many different reasons of why they suspect, that the stock market took a deep hit. Can I recheck gold again? Mr. Following, sure. I'll think about it, sir. All right. So as I was saying earlier, many people have many, theories about what happened. All right. What exactly made, the stock market so to speak, quote unquote, fall. All right. Drop. All right. So I think I even heard that Warren Buffett also had to liquidate some of his, stocks and everything. So one thing that you might get to note, I think this is something that I got to read up on, or I'm just going to share this with us as, extra knowledge, no knowledge is wasted. All right, is that I think there was a release by the Bank of Japan that lowered their interest rate. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. And a lot of people decided to invest more in Japan's currency. All right, so if you notice, if we're looking at Gbpcad basket, we saw that little bit of a push towards the upside in Gbpcad basket, showing that the economy or the currency of Japan, the Japanese yen, had some level of improvement. All right, so many people were changing their currencies into Japanese yen, all right, because the interest to pay back, all right, those loans was lower. All right, and as a result of that, we got to see that many people invested more in that. Maybe are taking money from a lot of other places to just get, run their businesses with the Japanese yen, and that was one of the reasons that me I heard. So I'm not saying that was the reason. I'm just saying that it was one of the reasons that me I heard that we got to see that crazy move in the last couple of weeks on crypto and even some stocks. All right, so in case you have stock and this is that your stock crashed during the course of last week or the last 2 weeks, the Lord is with you. All right, so this is what I'm just expecting on BTC/USD. I just said that as something that we can just take home and hold. All right, so let's look at gold again. Then we'll look at Euro GBP. All right, and then we can call it an evening. Let's just look at gold again. So I'm just going to rush this one, don't worry. So what I was saying on gold was I was expecting gold to still push towards the upside we're going to see a break and retest. Let me delete that quickly so that you see it clearly. You're going to see that this was the previous resistance around 2416.91 and 2410.52. Got to see price break above there, retest there, and then we're going to see price push towards the upside. All right, so what I'm watching out for is the possibility of us still getting price to push far up as here, and then we get to see a level of sales from there. All right, and the coordinate for the supply zone that we have marked out on gold is between 2458.97 and 2450.94. All right, so I hope that is clear, Mr. Michael Folorenshaw, for gold. All right, last but not the least, drum roll. I'm going to look at Euro GBP. So in case you are listening on this call and you are laughing because of the way I'm maybe saying something and it sounds funny, that's the way I just relate to it. Forex can do enough for somebody to be serious. If you are a very, very serious person trading Forex, you gotta be careful. You can give yourself hypertension. When you lose money in the market, you smile, but you lose money. All right, so on Euro GBP, I think you can still get to see Euro GBP sell. Looking at something on the daily time now. I've not done any previous analysis on this, but I think we might still watch out for sells on Euro GBP rather. Okay, we've seen price this. All right, we've seen something there. I'm seeing another one here. So quickly change the line charts. I think okay, I can mark that whole place out there. So you might notice that the line chart looks a lot different, even when it comes to the values, the height of each lines. Like you're expecting it maybe to be looking like the candle to be meeting the same point that the candle makes. It needs to look like that too. So let's see. This was where we had this initial sell from. I think we might still watching out for that sell to continue on Euro GBP. And I think for me, if I'm going to watch out for buys at all on this, it will be somewhere here. This zone is currently a very, very interesting place for me. All right, this candle that we made here. All right, and I want to let's see on the 2-hour time frame. All right. Interesting. So for those of you who have done enough research on maybe supply and demand, you'll have gotten to hear of drop based rally based drop, rally based rally, all of those names. All right, and this looks like a drop based rally to me. All right, but I'm very, very careful. I'm going to be very careful because the third candle that was supposed to be the quote unquote rally, all right, is not exactly so clear. It's not exactly so clear, but I'm watching out for that region because that is actually a sort of pivot region. We've got to see that price, in that zone tested the resistance and then tested even this area as the support. So I want to watch out for the possibility of us getting price either from here, all right, we either get to see something like that, or we get to see price, just keep its composure, keep its move rather, not composure. Hey God, and drop as far low as here. Let me adjust that to this better. So I think overall, I'm watching out for for Euro GBP to still be bearish for quite a while. All right, so I'm watching out for my demand zone to be between 0.85357 and 0.85132. I'll come again 0.85357 and 0.85357 yes, and 0.85132. That's my demand zone on Euro GBP that I'm watching out for. We might not get to see that buy last for long. All right, that buy might just be a short buy to help us gather liquidity from these possible regions, maybe this possible fair value gaps left behind, and then we get to see price break below here. Okay, yes, this seems more realistic to me. Yes, so this is what I'm expecting on Euro GBP. Right, so you might be able to scalp for some buys from here. Just hold them for a little bit. Maybe do a short 1:2, 1:3, depending on your entry criteria on the lower time frames from here, and then we get to see price drop, further drop, maybe from. Let me see. I want to give us somewhere a bit more. I want to use the word exciting, but not exciting. So this, in case you did not see it anyway, let me just give us this point. This was a break and retest here. All right, of this previous support here, price broke it, became resistance, and then we get to see price drop towards the downside. So if we get to see price come back there, it's probably going to just clear liquidity from this high here, come up into either of these fair value gaps, and then get to see our sell off from there. So I'm trying to look out for where exactly we can use as our entry point. Okay, let me make this a bit cleaner. Yes, let's work with that. Let's work with that. All right, so let's work with this. I'm watching out for for sells rather. Maybe let me move this a bit. Right, so I'm watching out for myself from somewhere around 0.86006. That's where I'm watching out for my buys to happen on Euro GBP. Let me just quickly confirm. Let me quickly confirm something there. Yes, we have something like this here that we might be able to use. Okay, then I can just mark out this whole region for the sake of that'll work. All right, so that'll work. So this is what I'm watching out for buys somewhere around 0.86006. So I'm not going to give us in region necessarily for this. I'm just going to mark out that point, and I'm going to be watching out for whatever candle reactions we get to see from that point. Preferably, if I get to see a strong rejection candle from there, then definitely that will give me more confirmations to enter in for sales rather. But I think you can just watch out for buys temporarily on UGBP from 0.85357 and 0.85132. So I think that was Mr. Fanny Bear that asked for that. Yes, it was Mr. Fanny Bear. So I hope that is clear, Mr. Fanny Bear. All right, so thank you guys for joining us for tonight's market review session. We've spent almost an hour on this call. Wow. Do well to be very, very careful. One that we usually advise is that you should practice good risk management during the course of the week. All right, and if you have been listening to our previous videos or our market review videos, one thing we always said is that make sure that you are a reactive trader and not a predictive trader. All right, make sure that whatever you are doing is based off of what you are seeing that currently price is doing. All right, so don't just assume that because you have marked out a supply zone or you have marked out a demand zone, that price will get there to respect your demand zone or to respect your supply zone. You understand? All right, expect that at every point in time, what you are doing is when you are coming to the chart, you are looking at the chart and you're trying to interpret what exactly the candles are telling you, what exactly the chart is telling you. Hence, will tell you to be a reactive trader. You're reacting and you're responding based off of what you've seen on the chart. All right, so prices with risk management, I trust that we're going to have a very, 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 very profitable week. We're going to be trading the news live. I think this coming Thursday is the US CPI news. We'll be trading it live. The link for that will be sent during the course of the week to the book. So do well to join us. That will be taken by Mr. Adetola Freeman, FX Templar himself, all right, on the SBS channel. So do well to join us for that. That's a very good opportunity to, keep your accounts. Don't $10 to $400 if you want. All right, so thank you very much for joining us for this video. We're going to drop this video, all right, on our YouTube channel in case you just missed it or you want to go through anything, to be on our YouTube channel by before the end of tomorrow. All right, so thank you very much for joining us for tonight's market review session. I trust we're going to have a profitable week. I've already said that. Have a very wonderful night's rest, guys. Bye.